Welcome, bow batters. What's up, people? Let me see. As always, we got to go to the channel. Welcome, bow batters. What's up, people? We're coming back. Coming back high. We're not high. He's so high. We are high. Coming back high from a fantastic experience at the UFC. Dude, we had Bruce Buffer in the house. I didn't expect Bruce Buffer. I didn't expect Daniel Cormier. I didn't expect Michael Bisping. I didn't expect Dana White at the event. The Kansas City event was astounding, unparalleled for me. Like, I've been to a few events already. Obviously, this has been completely different. Awesome event. We're going to discuss that. We're going to enjoy that with this Pipeworks Brewing Blood of the Unicorn, along with La Gloria Cubana Series D Maduro here that we've had before, right? We didn't age it. We didn't open it up. So we're going to have that. I know there were people in the chat just there for a moment. So fantastic event. Not a great betting event, but I broke even because what I wagered on Jillian Robinson on the money line, as well as her by sub, covered my parlays, which were inclusive of Justin Jacoby, Mateus Nicolau, as well as Chris Gutierrez. If you didn't tune in, I made big mistakes. And if we were able to gamble, which we didn't know how close, we didn't realize how close we were to Kansas, and able to change our bets, that was a big mistake. We should have checked that out, because what we learned during the weigh-ins or while we were in Kansas City, I'll tell you what, guys, getting that insider information when you're at a fight weigh-in, when you're in town, really in tune, or not in tune, but actually like seeing all the fighters. We knew that Gutierrez didn't have a good weight cut. We were told by Brandon Royval, and he called it, that he was going to knock out Mateus Nicolau. We saw Tanner Boozer sort of lumping around aimlessly. We knew that TJ Brown, even though he has a bad weight cut, the only one that we were definitely thrown off on that didn't win was Billy Quarantillo, who looked fantastic during his weigh-in and lost, right? No excuses there. He's not making excuses, but we had information where we could have adjusted our bets accordingly and won more money based on being at the event, looking at fighters, looking at their conditions of the weigh-ins, and just seeing how they interacted with people, seeing how they looked. Like, it matters. It's not the same, guys. It's not. Here's my point. Watching them on the scales having a quote-unquote bad weight cut is not the same. You don't know how if it's a bad weight cut until you see them afterwards, rehydrating, if they're happy, if they're walking well. You just see them drained out. They're all drained out, right? It's really how they behave, how their bodies function afterwards, where you're able to glean some good information. And we had that accessibility. We could have taken advantage of it. Hopefully you did, from what we were even just discussing, like in my live, guys. Hopefully you guys are able to capitalize on some of that. But going to live events, even as a gambler, more so as a fan, first of all, fucking fantastic. But as a gambler, it is also useful. Quick watch check. This is my Seiko 5. Here it is. Nice blue dial. As you see, I kept this on the bracelet. This is the only Seiko I've kept on the bracelet because even though this is the cheapest, or I'd say most inexpensive Seiko watch I have of the Seikos, beautiful blue dial, it has very small lume on the indices, which I don't like. I mentioned this before. I couldn't pass this up because of the price. I think I paid less than $70. I think it was like $64 for this. And I kept it on the bracelet because of all the bracelets, um, 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 including bracelets that are on a $400 Seiko 5. This bracelet is the heaviest. This bracelet is on this is on an SNK. I forget which model number this is or which reference number it is, and you could see the lume indices there, which are very light, which is not common. I don't wear this watch a lot because I don't wear a lot of like wearing the steel bracelet, but I decided to put it on, and it is by far the best bracelet of all the inexpensive or even high-end Seikos. It looks good. It doesn't feel cheap. It isn't. Sounds like it's rattly, but it's not. It is just the best bracelet. So I'm not going to take it off if, and that's what you notice, like why this Seiko 5 is special to me is because I don't have to mod it. I don't have to like put it on a different bracelet. I don't tend to change anything about it. It really is just a fabulous watch for the money, especially if you need like a blue dial watch, that deep blue dial. I thought I was going to use this at work, and then the lume wasn't the same. It has these, you see those little points or those dots? That's the lume. And then it being stainless steel, yes, I could still use this at work. I have workhorses now. I have work watches. Series D5 Maduro, guys. Let me turn this around. I got nobody in the chat yet. Plug this in, plug it in. It seems like I got the... wait. Whoa. Where are you? I don't know if I adjusted this properly. I tried to mess with the figuring out like if there was something wrong with the settings. I was toying with the settings and trying to get us back to a full screen. It looks like that was successful. This next card, guys, comparatively from what we've experienced over last week, dude, there's no comparison. There's no comparison, right? We're like championship level fights and fighters, right? Hall of Famers to what? To what? Who's the to what? Who's the best fighter on this next card? To what? To what avail do we have here? But thankfully, I think there's some very good betting spots, right? Like Priscilla Cochera, Karine Silva. You had Dinar Batagarel open up close to an underdog. I think he was an underdog against Brady Herstag last week. Glenn Rick, that was even money against Christian Gallegos, who's a can. And now it reflects it. Bobby Green, Jared Gordon. I think Bobby Green was a better value. I think people are using, ironically, Bobby Green as they were like parlay phalanx or anchor. Oh my God, that smells so good. I'm exhausted, guys. I did a double yesterday in a weird way. I didn't get any of my sleep reimbursed or returned, but I'm here just talking shit because I'm gonna have a cigar, have a beer with you guys. Cararosa, Norma Dumont. Norma Dumont last week was at dog money. Cararosa was actually the favorite, and I thought Dumont, I didn't jump on her in time, but I would still jump on her now, just like Jillian Robinson versus the other Brazilian, for Valenzuela woman. Right now is the time to do it. Brad Tavares against Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva's, it's closing. Bruno Silva at that dog money, I think, is value. And Usman and Ahmed, I thought it was a different Tafa. I didn't realize it was a nobody Tafa. So that being even money, I thought like, whoa. Let me not pour it so fast. It reminds me of an not Anchor. What was that brand that made the red ale? Red Hook. Red Hook out of Seattle, wasn't it? It smells fucking fantastic. Pipeworks makes good shit. A little different. Jeremiah Wells, Matthew Smellisberger, even money. Wells all day. And I'm going to take a stab at Ronnie Yaya versus Montel Jackson. Montel Jackson at minus 625 shouldn't be there. Ronnie Yaya, always live for that sub, but horrible wrestling, horrible takedown wrestling, right? But if he can get you down, you're in a lot of trouble, Ronnie Yaya. A legit great jiu-jitsu practitioner. And then is the main events? I think the main events was canceled. I'd have to check with that. Brew News. Hey, what's up, Brew News? Hey, Brew News. It was 11 out of 10. There's no discussing of it. Look at it, Brew News. The booze says it all. That's Dana White's signature there. That's Dana White's signature. We got the Dana White privilege. Sat in the best seats. Met all the fighters. Except for Max, right, and a few others. Very few others. And DC. It was a fantastic event. I got wasted, but I enjoyed myself so much. I got to yell. I acted out myself. I'm going to do that. If I'm at a fight, whether I'm in the nosebleeds or I'm close up, especially when I'm close up. It's not like I'm trying to get attention, but I want to do me. I'm going to yell. I'm going to yell as much as the coach is about what to do. It was bad in that regard. But it helped. You know, in certain instances, it helped me. I ain't giving a bad advice. Whether fighting or gambling, you don't have to listen. Clay Guida didn't listen. A bunch of other fighters didn't listen. That was my most disappointing fight. But how did I enjoy the fights? Fucking 11 out of 10. The fights were so fucking good. Are you kidding me? That was probably one of the best small local events that I'm not going to be able to match how good that event was. There is no way. There's no way. I don't know how it could be the only way it could get better is that we get backstage passes and have dinner with some of the fighters and or Dana. We got photos with Dana. Got to say thank you to Bisping. I got to get drunk around Bisping. I saw Alex Pieta on the outside. Got to, just see everything. Like, you could hear the pop. Our seats were like the best seats around. I was in the nosebleeds, and then I moved into the Dana White privilege. Yeah, it wasn't as wild as you think, Real News. That fight really, Zach had that pretty easily, right? It ended well, and I thought that they fought honorably. And it is very memorable because you have Ed Herman. I think Zach Cummins rode that Ed Herman retiring almost spoiled his parade because Ed Herman was taking off those gloves first, right? A few guys took off some gloves. I heard that Dana got pissed off at Bill Algeo as well as Clay Guida fucking faking the retirements. I'm not worried about that stuff, but it was cool to see. The crowd was awesome. All right, do remember, Real News, offering to you to come to this show that I would take care of your airfare. You fucked up, dude. You can never go wrong with the Gloria Cubana cigars. Right off the bat, such a good sweetness to it. you could taste the chocolate as the Maduros. I remember I was talking about that. I'm going to get you a. We're going to discuss, and we're going to have a typical Maduro or Maduro that exemplifies like the better of parts of the Maduros. Oh, the body and the sweet notes on this are fabulous. I got to come back and get more of this. I should have grabbed more of this particular box. Yeah, you got to get a passport, bro. I don't know if that changed. You might need one with the US now. I know years ago you didn't need a passport. That might have changed. But if you would have came, Real News, you would have been part of our crew, and you would have been right there with all of us. I found some things interesting that some of the fighters actually went to places after we had gone to them. Our Uber drivers, even though Bill Algeo was dissing the Uber drivers, our Uber drivers gave us like the best information. Like, like we went to the best places because our Uber drivers always listen to your Uber drivers. If they have an idea of like where to go to get something, fucking listen to those guys. Like we were at that Q39, we were debating other spots. We wanted to go to Jack's, I believe it was called, and then BB's, which is a little bit further away but different. And I'm glad that we chose Q39 because it's affordable. It was quick. The service was awesome. They had a large selection of beers and drinks or whatever you wanted. You wanted a full bar. They had cocktails. Friday night, I was disappointed that we didn't go for the fancy steak joint. I'm not going to say what happened. We were delayed. Plans changed. We did go to the official weigh-ins, which were like I'm sorry, the ceremonial weigh-ins, which was awesome. We sat right behind the VIP people. It was just awesome. We were like the first people in, like some of the first people in. I would recommend after this UFC experience, which was exceptional, and I doubt that I could ever replicate. But my recommendation is go to like UFC Charlotte. Go to these ones that are not in Chicago, not in LA, not in Miami, right? Those are probably pretty good too. But these smaller ones, especially in Kansas City, like it was just so easy to meet the fighters. It was so easy to get to everything. Everything was like 2 minutes away. Everything was inexpensive. Our Airbnb was inexpensive. It was so affordable. The most expensive things was me getting drunk on $20 beers at the fucking stadium because I like the Boulevard beer. So if you're in Kansas City and Boulevard, I should have grabbed some Boulevard and did a sip and smoke with their beer in honor how good their thing. I think it was called the Space Captain. No, it was what Boulevard Space. I forget the name of it, but such a good beer. Such a good beer. So I was drinking those for like $20 a piece. Had 8 of those at the show. So $160 in beer. I should have put that 180 towards the poster for the show. Real News saying he's skipping 289. But dude, that Vancouver show is gonna suck, bro. Like this card, I'm not gonna say it sucks, but this card is pretty mediocre. Pretty mediocre. It is beyond mediocre. It is. It's bad. I'm not that why put lipstick on a pig? Like, is there Bobby Green is probably the and Jared Gordon is definitely the fight of the night there. And Cara Rosa, Norma Dumont, and Jeremiah Wells, Matthew Smellisberger. 3 good fights on that card. Everything else, filler. And those aren't even in the in the main card in a way. Really bad card this week. Aljamain Jabroni. He's a jabroni. Aljamain Sterling is now moved into a favorite slot against Cejudo. Interesting. Yeah, I figure out now why this beer is I got it at a sale price. It's different. It's at its cusp of probably its life. 6.5% alcohol. These cans are insane by Pipeworks. Always have been. They make great beer though. Besides the cool cans or the crazy cool cans, fucking always good shit. Always tastes it. But this cigar, yeah. I mean, this might be a card where we're really only dealing with a few bets. Like, I'm not trusting Glenrick to finish Gallegos, even though Gallegos is can. I'm not trusting Diana Batagarel to finish Herstag. I like Cachueta always fights for your money, but I'm not there. Bobby Green at minus 275, especially what Jared Gordon has been doing lately. I think Norma Dumont is still in that range of money line. Still there. I'm liking Bruno Silva. Brad Tavares is very inconsistent, hard to finish. He's going to be there. Bruno Silva's a kickboxer, been out. Like, he had cancer, he had an injury. Usman Muhammad, it's not the Tafa. I thought it was Justin Tafa, the other guy from Australia. I like that Wells and Smellisberger's at even money. And then I like Sergey Pavlovich has turned into plus money. I don't even know if that's still the card. I thought that they fell out and they moved Song Yadong and wow, fabulous smoke, guys. This is what you want in a Maduro. Oils, chocolatiness with that little hint of sweetness at the start. If it had a sweet finish, it'd be up and up, beyond next level. It'd be like, but it could happen. Like, if I age this thing, it could two things could happen. It could blend it out. It could actually just wash itself out. Smoke very just almost like Habano, very thick oils. I love it. There's no pepperiness to it. This is a cigar you can give it to a novice, and they're going to be able to smoke it and not get sick or feel like, oh my god, it's so strong. This has like such defined notes. Love the sweet start to it, man. So good. Love the center oil with just more of an earth finish. Oh my God. This cigar on the nose. I love these cigars. I've always loved these cigars. But this particular one right now is so good. It had the sweetness all throughout the start, the middle, and the end. Like, it is just so good. Like, that's what I want in a Maduro. I wish it had a little bit more chocolate character to it, but that sweet character to it. And it's not the sweet that you guys think. That you guys think it like, oh, an alcohol or a preservative. I don't think it's my palate that needs to detect it, or that you have to have a fine palate to know it. But it really is just so good. And these always have been good. The Gloria Cubanas have always been just a cigar smoker cigar, one of the best cigars in the world. Even the Dominican have always paralleled the Cubans. The body and the draw is just ridiculously good. I think this was like $9 cigar. I forget. Did I say it was $11 or $10 cigar? $10. Fucking worth every penny. I mean, I can't put a rating on it. I have to put a 9. Because it is what it always has been. One of the finest cigars that you could buy for a very good price. This might be the best, one of the best moderately priced. We have to look at that other Macanudo we had. Moderately priced, consistent cigars ever made. At that 9 level. Like a moderately priced, upper level, high tier, great flavor cigar with consistency for generations, for decades. Like, this cigar has been, I remember when they first came out. I remember when I was selling cigars before La Gloria. Dominicans were very popular. You couldn't even get them. It was so limited. And then they became, over time they got replicated, whatever. But right now is the time, I think, to buy these. Right now. Like, if I had a big humidor, one of the cabinets, or big humidor, I'd really like to get a box of these. It's a box buy. Box buy. This Series D Maduro now. I don't hear. I do actually have reference numbers here. I could look at the serial number here and try to find, and go back to Binny's and find some of the ones that are similar in serial to them from the cello. If you haven't noticed, guys, I'm doing the channel lately more just to drink and smoke with you and talk, or just talk. Or just to drink and smoke, sip and smoke. There's some culture in there which worries me, but that fucks you up. Silva might be good on the ground, but Cachoeira has a very good takedown defense. Bruno Silva, especially at Dog Money, Real News saying. And he's also saying, and Lucindo, but something is telling me it's a trap, just like something is feeling +25 Gordon as a trap. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying, Real News? I don't think there's a lot of action. We don't need to throw that action. And I think this is something people miss. That's one thing I don't like about the YouTube guys. Even myself. Actually, not myself. I'll tell you, this is a no action card. Like, that's not. If you're not feeling a certain way, these are the 2, 3 what I'm doing. just avoid it. Maybe prove me wrong. Tell me, I like the odds on this hard. I love the spreads except for fucking Montel. Actually, I'm gonna go with Ronnie Yaya by the fucking sub or by decision or something. There, the prop hasn't been there yet, but Montel Jackson, Ronnie Yaya's got a chin. He is older. And Sergey Pavlovich, round one. I asked the cigar not intentionally. What are you doing, Rio? Sorry, guys. Thank you. Hopefully, you're still there. Yeah, we hopped into discussing MMA right away. Hmm. I got to tell you guys, dollar for dollar, even though I'm not giving it a 10 and I'm giving it a 9, this has to be one of my favorite cigars of all time. Over time, it's outseated even my Partagas Maduros, my Partagas cigars, which I love. It has been so consistently good that bang for your buck, the Series D Maduro from the Gloria Cubana, I think it's one of the best cigars you could buy for the buck. We've had a lot of good cigars here, guys. Nothing's been bad. But if you want to get a gift for somebody, or hey, I'm gonna give them. Oh, careful with those Oilers, dude. Hockey, hockey. Brian got quiet with the hockey bets lately. He's just not sure. I guess he's scared. Don't be scared, Brian. Don't be scared. Brian, you know about these? What'd you know about these? What about you know about these gloves? You know about these nuts? I'm leaning. I missed the plus money on Dumont. Is that like plus 140? I like that fight. That could go either way still. Don't think of the Dumont. I was just leaning on Dumont. I have a thing for Dumont, like I got for a few women, and I like Cara Rosa too. That she got that crazy look to her. I like Jeremiah Wells at minus 114. I like him a lot. And I like Sergey Pavlovich at plus 138 and at round one. Dude, the dude's got hands. He's powerful. Even if Blades takes him down, if he gets up at any point in the first round, it's all round one or nothing for Sergey Pavlovich. He hasn't even been out of the second round in the UFC, I don't think. Right? Like, he's all round one. And Priscilla Cachoeira, even though Karina Silva is really good on the ground, Priscilla's got a lot more experience, I believe. You could check beyond that. But oh yeah, Rosa Dumont, yeah, over big time. But you're looking at big chalk money. right? The Oilers. Real news ain't the banning is Oilers, man. I want to back you there, brother. I want to back you there. I can't look right now what the odds are on the Oilers, man. I'd like to favor the Rangers with some other Canadian teams. I like all the Canadian players left in there. I can't believe that certain Canadian teams didn't get in. But, man, this is like, from my little knowledge of hockey, I think this is the most parody. Again, I don't really know. I only know from watching this season. And I've watched a lot of hockey. I would say like a good amount of hockey. Most hockey I've watched in my life this year. This is the most hockey I've watched in my life. And I would say that out of all the teams, I mean, in terms of the previous years of what little I know, anybody could win it. There is such good parity right now. You're smart making. If you're betting dog money, I won't fucking argue with you. You could make some dog money bets and make some good money on here because some dogs are going to come out barking. Some dogs in these series are going to fucking dominate or win. There you go. Real news. Spitting that knowledge. You can get the Oilers still. Here's the question, Real news. Would you still place the same bet in the amount that you placed before that one loss on the Oilers now? And why wouldn't you double up or get them at the dog money now? Scared money don't make money. It was probably a great game. I didn't watch it. I wish I watched it. Maybe I was sleeping during the game. I don't know. I don't think so. Why were we watching the game, guys? Where was Joey and man, this cigar is so good. The other great thing about this is my favorite golf cigar, my favorite outdoor cigar, my favorite mountain cigar if I go to the mountains. Like this thing stays lit. It's super hot. Notice the white char, it's a lot different than some of the cigars we've seen. Burns very hot. Flavor wise, I have to diversify my taste, my palate. But this is like a cigar that it's a go-to. Like if you see this cigar and you see some other shitty, you're at some place and they got the Gloria Cubana and they got the Maduros or the Series D. Actually, Series R. Oh my god, I fucked up. That's a Series R. Uh-oh. The Series D is also very good. Mm, fabulous, guys. Dare I say this particular is 9.5. I don't know what blend or what's in the box of this one, but its flavors are very rich. It's the nose. That's what does it. That's what gives it that 0.5. Is on the palate, it's already the 9, and then on the nose, it's that 9.5. Like it's unoffensive. It gives another added flavor characteristic to it. It's soft. That's where you feel the earth tones to it. It tastes a little peat, but it's soft. It doesn't hurt the nose at all. And then that sweet finish again. Ooh. Yeah, 9-5, guys. For this series are. I'm smoking it way too fast. I'm a little buzzed. Had a few beers. Tired as hell, guys. Not a lot to talk about this fucking car. Not a lot to talk about. I can't believe Real News telling me they're still the favorite they're like basically a 1.75 favorite, minus 170 favorite. Is that true? Let me check this out. That would suck. Down one game, you're looking at like them at minus 175. That can't be. That can't be. Conference winners are plus 475. But what about series winner? God damn it. Man, they're the favorites at minus 121 for Wednesday for the next game, but it doesn't give me a futures bet on them. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. NHL series market. Oilers are minus 130. So yeah, you're right. They're very close to that minus. You could get them at better money, but how you're going to give up a game? And I don't know, the LA Kings, man. Well, I don't know, bro. Real News. I think hopefully you didn't bet a lot. I'm not there, brother. I'm not there, man. Can't do it. Won't do it. I'd rather take the Islanders at fucking against. Oh, okay, actually, I can't. They're just. I just can't. Renew says it might be a decent spot to take since the Kings, since they're up 1-0, have a decent team and are split in the regular season. All right, so in that being said, if you could do a same game parlay, like bet them to win. They just went up in front of me. Did we just say they just went at the minus 130? Didn't we just say they were minus 120 or whatever? Now they just went up. They just as we were talking Real News, they're now minus 130. Were they not just like minus 120 in just a minute that we discussed this? Insane. Fucking Vegas and bettors are insane. Yeah. Isn't that insane? That's insane. That's nuts. People jumped on the Oilers. Actually, yeah. I'm always marveled by that. Like, somebody, maybe they made a bet, they're listening to us. Listen to the Real News over here. That's insane. We just discussed something. We mentioned a number, and boom, in a moment, boom, somebody laid down some 10 G's, 20 G's. So, Real News, in order for that live movement to happen, there needs to be like a big bet, like 20, 30,000, or a ton of little bets. A ton, right? And it happened while we were talking. But I think hockey's starting right now. So like there's commentators, people talking right now, like they're reviewing the game, they're about to start, right? So that's to be expected. Mm, mm-mm. Yeah, a lot of people. I think really though, unfortunately, real news on the hockey side. I like that Kings plus 110 money. But are they in Edmonton? Brian lurking and betting his weeks off. Hey, Brian is pretty good, real news. But that's like I like yours. He's lurking. He's not mentioning his bets right now. I get it. Brian's in that, like him and his brothers, they feel some kind of way. They don't want to jinx it by like letting you guys know. That's why when we had Joey's picks, and notice we don't have Joey's picks anymore. Joey got fired. Joey got fired. And Brian let out one pick, but he lost. Right? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with this channel, guys? In the future, we're gonna have real news picks. We're gonna start going back for fun. Real news. I forgot to mention how much I appreciate you, ma'am. I was disappointed when you weren't there for 1 week because we are like a co. You're in the chat. I'm over here in the front of the camera, but it's just you and me, right? And I didn't have you, and I was like, man, where's real news? And where's this guy? But I appreciate you having a chat, and I love just that you interact with me. Love the input that you give to people, and I think it's very valuable. I think you have a valid opinion about things, and we're not like experts. We're not experts. Like people at the UFC event, people are like, the UFC people are like, who is this guy? And then they were like, joke, oh, he is the bout better. That's Roberto, the bout better. And they didn't care. That was just a drunk guy, right? But it was just fun to be noticed. It was fun to be. Real news. Here's what I'll tell you. I've been where you're at the same place you are in my show as I am to other people's show. Like other people use you to carry on their content, right? Like I need you. I need you. I need to bounce ideas off of you. I need somebody to discuss something, be active to make a show. I mean, it's easier, especially if I'm buzzed or I'm not knowledgeable about something like hockey, right? You throw something out, I could bounce it off of you. We could just discuss it, even if I don't know shit, right? He's like, yeah, he knows the conversation. Like I said, out of most of the chats for the sort of anxiety of watching. What anxiety, brother? What anxiety you gotta feel? Don't even, dude. Real news, don't ever feel anxiety as a chatter. Like you're gonna get like. Don't ever feel that way. Like it's the internet. It's the internet, bro. It's the internet. I used to feel a certain way about certain things because like when I did my original structure, which I still hope to go back to, and I didn't get the views that I wanted to, I felt a little bitter that a lot of people did better than me. And I felt this way when I made skateboard videos and I made other videos. And now, especially since I'm sipping and smoking, it's just about me drinking and smoking. I don't give no fucks. It's like, it's not as important, but it is important because it's not as interesting if I don't have your participation. I need participation, especially live. I need chat participation. I need people contesting me, yelling at me. I wish I had like 10 real news guys in my chat, and this chat would be lit. And I know all those guys. We know those guys. Hashtag fucking name fucking MMA hole guys, Raj. None of them are ever here for me, but I'm always there for them. Always there helping them create their streams and building up their stuff, right? But yet when I go live, I got crickets. It's all right. It's okay. That's why I fucking every time real news. I appreciate you big, 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 big time. Even when we're discussing hockey, I want you to let's get real. I want to find out what real news, other things, what real news things likes. You know, the real news. You know, the real news. Is the guy into mechanics? Does he like motorcycles? Is he more of a car guy? Right? Maybe real news is going to be a future pilot or something. I used to have that with a couple guys. They used to come in. I forget his name, from England. I would say, oh, you're going to cook some pork chops. And he used to hang out and be around a little bit more, but now, like, they're not. So what do? You can't make people watch the stream. Like, I think everybody's now into that format. Now you go, and then you go, and give me your impression of your things in that. And it's like, I'm glad I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm glad you're here. Real news. I'm glad we're able to like throw ideas off of each other. This is a real online conversation and a real line with my chat stream. And I wish I had more people, but it's all right. Don't stay out of the chats, real news. Right? Like I love jumping back in, and it's funny that I'm back in and I have a little bit more credibility, just like yourself. When you jump into the stream, when Real News jumps into that stream and he makes a statement, they read that comment, right? They read that comment, and that's awesome. So don't stop it. Just keep participating. You're not the pinnacle of the, you're not the head of the show, but you're part of the show. When they read your comment, at that moment, you're part of the show. You're helping them get off. You're helping them create content, and you're part of the show. Participate. Real news. Everybody knows real news. Dude, you're known. You're known. And the more you have that opinion, and yes, opinions are like assholes, but little by little, you have credibility. You can't be discredited when you're like in everybody's stream. If you're in Blood Money, not just Blood Money Bets. I always mention Blood Money Bets, Johnny K Picks, this guy, DFS by the numbers. Certain people, if you're constantly in their streams, you're credible, right? And then they read your comments, like you're credible, in this chat, this online, whatever, the online community. There is an online community. There is no problem with that, Real News. You're there just to advertise yourself. Fuck no. There's no problem with that. Guess what? When I didn't have my chat, when I didn't have a fucking chat, I got that same shit. Now I go to Moss, I go to MMA holes, or I go his non-MMA holes. I mention some. He always used to mention me anyways, and that was just my name, Roberto Lopez. Always mentioned it. Now he mentions it too. He always still mentions it. He always still mentions my name. He always still uses my chat in some way and interacts with me. And that's the whole point of being here on YouTube. I didn't create this for views. I got on internet gambling on these chats in order to make my picks on record and to make other people money as well. Just like I don't be like Gianni the Greek doesn't have any accountability. Like real news, I meet you, I'm be like, oh fuck, I fucking lost you a couple $100. Let me buy you dinner. Let me fucking buy you a couple beers. You know, like like I wanted to be part of the MMA community. And even though my subscribership is what it is, here's let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you straight up, bro. I'm part of the MMA community in a larger way. Even though I ain't got the viewership, I ain't got the shit. People ask, like, who is that guy? Who is that guy? And I've been doing this now. How many videos I got? Just like the MMA community. Love that dude. Love it. And yes, it's okay that you're self-promoting yourself, even in the chat or otherwise. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's a win-win. That's what other people do. And the people that have channels that are established that are afraid to come into your chat to enhance your chat because they're promoting themselves are idiots. Because they should come in, and even this chat, even if it's small, they should come in and be like, oh, state their things and whatever. It's a win-win. Our content constantly changes. And it's what you want of success with content. I do the content for the content's sake, right? I do it, dude, it's just me and you, brother. There's not a lot of people here. I do it because I enjoy it. I got nothing else to do. I want to smoke a cigar, have a beer. Why not have a cigar and a beer and throw it out there to people, how I feel about the cigar, how I feel about the beer, how I feel about the fights. Discuss stuff. If people want to discuss something else, you want to discuss politics, I'm there. You want to discuss philosophy, I'm there. You want to talk about geography, I'm fucking there. Travel, I'm there. Right? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to know, real news? What do you want to talk about? Science fiction? You want to talk about fucking Star Trek? You want to talk about movies? I got you, man. I got you. I'm here to have a discussion. Chill out, having my cigar, getting drunk or getting buzzed, smoking a cigar, having a good time in front of a camera with hopefully more than no. Actually, that's not that's real news. It could just be you. It could be a conversation between you and I. I want to take you out to dinner someday, real news. We're gonna fucking chill out. We're gonna chill out. We're gonna have some fucking cigars. We'd have some booze or not. You could smoke weed. I can't smoke weed. Can't do any other drugs, but you want to do that shit, you could do that shit. What was my initial goal all about? Yeah, my initial goal all of this was to prove that I was a better than the cappers that you see now. I wanted to prove that I did better money wise than all that. And all that changed really fast. Because I never had that money influence. God damn, this cigar is so good. I never had that money emphasis of like, that's, I do have that money emphasis, but it's different. And then I wanted to entertain people, and then I realized like, well, people just don't like me. I gotta go upstairs, get a beer. Time out. I would say like for everything that what it is, I've almost achieved what this channel wants to be, other than, here it is. Here it is. Like, over this weekend, I was able to meet Brendan Fitzgerald, Michael Bisping, a lot of like UFC people that didn't know who I was or didn't care. And I was drunk. Would I like them to know who exactly I was? Like, oh, it's that YouTube guy. It's that drunk dude who has smoked cigars and does beer reviews. Yes. Yes. I would have liked that. Did that happen? Somewhat. So that was the goal. I've almost achieved that goal. I think I heard this guy, he wanted to be on like Rogan show or on DC show, like Rogan show. Somebody was like go or Cho Shonen show. I might have achieved that without in the wrong way or bad way. But my goal wasn't any of that. My goal wasn't any of that at all. It was really truly to help people like not make the same mistakes I've made gambling. Like that was the whole point. It wasn't like to make my picks. It really was to try to like, hey, let's educate people like what a Trixie was, or let's not do 10 pick parlays anymore, 9 pick parlays. Is really what the goal initially was. Like, all right, you're going to learn from me all the bad things I did and failed at and lost money at, and then you don't have to replicate that mistakes. But then I kept on making those mistakes and kept on. when they're saying like he made the channel for covering the sport, couldn't put himself out there, and did a few bets as he just started posting the slips in the Twitter as proof. Yeah, I get it, man. And in fact, that's what people love. But at the same time, it's like, do I think I could be a capper? That was another goal of myself. I think so. Because I could talk to anybody, Joey, and I could, like, you could just tell me something. Just off your top of your head, I'm be like, well, that's going to be like minus 231, minus 2, and I'm not going to be off. At this point, I'm not going to be off. I don't need to look at the lines. I can help define the lines. Not in hockey, but in MMA, I'll be having a discussion with Joe. Yeah, with that not to go, this is going to be like fucking minus 331, and what it is, minus 320. It's basically the same shit. If I shoot off the cuff, I don't have to look at shit, and I fucking already cap it. Right? I already know what that shit's going to be. It doesn't mean that I am right or wrong. It's like, well, if I'm going to cap it for gambling, I have to do this. Okay, that's why, like, I remember that, like, internet capper term came out, and it was like, well, none of these guys actually actually, somebody did do that. Yeah, UFC gambling guys, didn't he do that? He would be like, oh, I think they should be, I love the way he did that. This should be like minus 120, 125, and then he'd go to what it was, and I believe him. He's like, oh shit, it's minus fucking, or plus money. And he tell you to jump on the plus money. Like, I appreciate that shit. And, I mean, I think, I've achieved nothing. I've achieved nothing. I just had a good time last week. We're going to continue to go into these UFC events. I have the advantage of flying to them for free, and I need to just start going to more. And then that'll build up, like, whatever. Hopefully I don't get banned. God, these feel so good. This cigar feels so good, smokes so good. That white heat, Dominican white heat, not a lot of earth tone, very Dominican, well rolled, extremely good draw. The oils haven't built up so much. I don't know what it is, man. Am I here is my thing, guys, with the cigar tobacco. Is the quality of cigar tobacco receding? Is it that what we had 20 years ago is just so much better? Or is it just in my mind? Or is it just really that it's just so hard to make fine cigars now? Hard to make great wine now? Hard to make these perishable products? Even your cigarette tobacco, but you guys wouldn't fucking know. ¿Cuántos cosechas son en este apuro? How many cosechas? Cosechas. God, I hate that word. Cosecha. How many cosechas, how many harvests have this cigar in the land that it's been grown in, the wrapper and everything? Where are we at? This is some good ass land. It's a lot. Some good ass fucking land. But where are we at? It's after a while, the soil just can't reproduce the same things. Some wines are like that too, but people disagree. Wine's been growing at certain varietals, not varietals, but at certain plots for hundreds, if not hundreds of years. Cosecha. Fucking awesome cigar. Awesome cigar. I had a short feed up on my feed about the Nub cigar. I have not had the Nubs Connecticut. We had the Nub Cameroon, right? One of our best cigars, if not I think that's the best cigar I've reviewed so far. I give it a 10, if not 10 plus, right? And now I saw on my feed from Holt Cigar, some major cigar company, review that cigar. Or not that cigar, but the Connecticut version of it. And when I saw that, I was like, what I'm doing is legitimate. Even though I don't have the viewership, guys, there ain't no phony here. We were this MMA sipping smoke. We sipping, and the smoke is legit too. My opinions of the smoke is legit. My opinions of the MMA is legit. It's like, it's funny to watch people trail you. It's great. I missed an MMA. I missed an M in the MMA smoke. Interesting. Maybe that's what allowed. Somebody's probably like, I think, trying to grab the MMA sip and smoke name rather than me. Let's see. Bruno says, yeah, man, he made MMA. Yeah, we read that. Buzzed. Man, awesome. Going back to the fights. Are we going back to the fights? There's not a lot to talk about, guys. I think this is a card to avoid. To avoid. Unless you're on some bad dogs. Cachoeira, not a good dog. Bad dog. Bet it. Jared Gordon, bad dog. Bet it. I still like Bobby Green. Norma Dumont is my bet. We had our dog money last week. Didn't jump on it. That's the bet to make. That was the bet. And now still, Carlos a badass bitch too, though. That is the best fight on this card. That is the best fight on this card. Or tell me why not. Convince me why not. Like that bet now either side or whatever, you're gonna get even money as well as Jeremiah Wells and Smellersberger. I'm just going to bet on those two fights. And I'm going to throw something on Ronnie Yaya. Money line and submission. I lost Real News. See how it is when you lose somebody that's very active participant in our content. Like, I don't have all these 20, 30 people to talk about cigars, to talk about beers, to talk about this. Well, dude, I need you guys out here. Please like and subscribe. Please participate in the chat. I miss all these people. I used to, like, I'd be here sleeping. I had more people commenting when I was, like, sleeping drunk or whatever than what I have now. It's a shame. That's why when I show up to someplace, people think I'm a nobody. No, nothing. Oh, Real News putting out a tag out there. Patchy Mix and Sarah McMahon. Bellator. No, I'm more Bellator. You know what I need to do, Bellator? Is I hate Bellator. I can't bet Bellator. No way. It's dog or pass in Bellator. It's like, pick the big dog. Pick the big dog. Do your research. Pick the big dog. I can't do it. Here's my thing, Real News. Is we got on the channel in terms of our I still do those $2 bets, and I don't mention it to anybody. Do these $2 crazy bets, and I don't mention it on the channel. I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to encourage that stuff. I think it's bad betting. Like my Jillian Robinson money line and subline made me money. It made me money. It covered all the other bets, right? It covered and made a profit. Not by much. We're talking like it made a $60 profit, right? So even though I lost all my other bets, because Jillian Robinson was my main bet. When I was talking this the parlays that I made, I didn't make my usual $200, $300 parlay bets. I just put 20 on it, put 15 here. You know what I mean? $10 here, and then Jillian Robinson was my full 1 unit, half unit, covered everything, covered all bets. Beyond all covered all bets, made a profit. Right, that one decision made everything okay. So that's, guys. Yeah, I mean, I can't. I wish I want to diversify myself in MMA that drastically. Right? I just cannot. Bellator bets, I just can't. It's like, just can't do it. I do, and then I lose, and I come back, I win money. This is a UFC channel. But what? We always try to bet. So you say that and then we bet other shit. Bet hockey, we bet baseball. We bet shit. I bet baseball. Bet hockey. Shit, during the Olympics, I made a lot of money. This week, guys, stay away. No need for us to. And I know the UFC hates this shit, and people hate this shit. DraftKings hate this shit. Stay away. Like it is a dog or pass card. Or I love Jeremiah Wells. I will throw something on Ronnie Yaya. Sergey Pavlovich, I don't think is there. I told you, we've already discussed this. I can't bet Bobby Green. I'm going to avoid Priscilla Cochoeta because she sucks. She's so bad. This Saturday, Brew News, we have this Saturday. I think it's just better to pass. Save your money. You didn't get Norma Dumont at that negative money. You can still throw her in something. Right? Let's just throw her in a parlay. Let's just say we throw these my picks in a parlay. Not the whole down, up and down the card. I mean, bets to make. Bruno Silva at plus money. And Jeremiah Wells and Ronnie Yaya. Wow, that's four. Oh, wow, that's four. But we're going to do this cheap. We're going to do this cheap, guys. We're going to do this fucking... Don't like doing this. I'm not recommending this 4-pick Yankee. Right? A 4-pick Yankee... Let's put it at $3. $33 to win $459. Let's do that. I hate throwing this $33 away. Dumont, Silva, Wells, and Yaya. In the Yankee. That $33 might be my bet. And even if I don't win, if I win a couple, I'll win my money back. Keep it low. Keep it like fucking almost non-existent. You know, real. All right, guys. If you're vibrant, if you're fucking, that's if you're gambling, like bullshit gambling. But if you want the best parlay to make you money out of all this, and you could bet them on the money line too, right? Like you do round robins with them. Right? Like $100 on each. And then 50 on the parlay. It is Norma Dumont and Jeremiah Wells. And I haven't done well with this. Because you guys have known, you guys have been watching. $250 to make $536. I'm not doing that. I'd rather lower it down. Let's make it reasonable. Single was bet $50 a piece. And then one parlay pick between those two at 25. Ooh, come on. I don't like that payout. I don't like that payout at all. 267 to pay out 125. That's not bad. Norma Dumont and Jeremiah Wells. There's slight negative numbers. You could bet them on the money line. You don't have to parlay them. I think that is my best play. Seeing now, non-parlay, just on the money line. You don't have to parlay them. Let's do $25. 2.25. And then one at like just say $15. Like, so we're talking goddamn. Wait. 2, 5, 15. $40, or actually $60. I'm sorry. And your total payout is 142. Not the best. But that is something that I would probably do. And that's it. Just leave it to that. That's $65 wager. I don't need to bet $100. I'm not even going to bet a unit. I'm not even going to bet a unit this week. It might change. It might change come Wednesday, but right now, I am not even betting a unit this week. Unless somebody changes my mind. Change my mind. Change my mind on where I put a unit on. Yeah, here Renews. Renews saying it's I think Rosa has a good chance. Of course. Rosa was a big favorite. And here's my problem, Renews. I'm in a Norma Dumont from a fighting standpoint, and I like that ass. The girl, I just love the way she looks. I think Jeremiah Wells and Norma Dumont are on the money line are the two best bets, right? So you bet the singles, 25 apiece. Parlay, 2-pick parlay at $15. You know. So the total wager is $65 to win 142. That's not bad. Those are my two bets, guys. I'm not there yet. I wish I got plus money on both of them, but Jeremiah Wells, for sure. I think, what is if we bet just Jeremiah Wells at that plus 114, the whole $60? That's the bet right there. That's you close to 100. Like, I mean, you know, it's that's you $70, right? That's you 70. Not bad. Grab that money line. Grab Jeremiah Wells at the money line now. And that's it. That's it. I don't even know if I'm going to do that. I'm not totally down there. I mean, MMA News is like saying, I like making his picks, then I'll listen to other opinions when things. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I do the same thing. Like, I'll make but actually, I don't do that. I make my bets and formulate my opinions, and then I'll look at other people. And I should listen to other people more, and I do, but my shit's been horrible lately. So my gambling, my opinion, like you, like the Tapology, I'm gonna pick it by Tapology. If you're picking Wells by sub on Tapology, bet him on the money line. He's on the money line. Then we bet all of it on Wells. We make one bet on Wells while he's even money. He's even money right now. And we bet, no, we do a 60-40 or 80-20. 80 on the money line, which pays you fucking goddamn 130. And then you bet the sub line with the other 20. That might be the bet, Real News. That's the bet, Real News. Real News, that's the bet. 80-20. And that's it. We're done. We bet one unit the whole fight. Because we ain't got a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like we're not working or whatever. I'm working. I got the money. I got a lot of bills. Wells is the bet. We've just determined that Wells is the bet. And Sergey Pavlovich, is that still alive? Such a good cigar, guys. Hey, Real News, scared money don't make money, brother. Come on. This weekend I made like $200 bets going in. Actually 300. And I couldn't change them once I got into Missouri. I didn't realize that like we were so close. So we whatever. You made the bets. I made the bets, and that was it. Unlike these guys, like they could cash out. I'm a gambler, guys. I'm a gambler. Like we make bets, and like I can't cash out. I can't hedge. I don't have the internet ability. I lose, you know? Especially since I'm on the record telling you guys what I'm saying. I was on Gutierrez, right? I was on Matthias Nikolai, right? I did let you guys know that you were here, that Royval, but you didn't listen to, I didn't have audience. Royval called the fucking TKO. I told you guys Gutierrez was not very healthy looking. I still stayed with him. I thought it would recover. Guys, where you get your information? I don't have that information anymore. I'm not at the UFC event. It goes to show you that despite me and my statistical, all that history, it's a bad thing, but all that history was irrelevant. When you see these guys and you're there live, all that shit's out the window. All that shit's out the window. You're in the ring. You see the cameras, the way they work. I loved it. I love this UFC experience. Changed my betting perspective. Because now I just see things differently. If it helps my betting, great. It certainly helps my, if I go to an event, or it certainly helps. Being there live helps. Real news, hey, it was a steal. Real News mentioned something about it. Yeah, everybody talks about that steal. Like yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was bad because I was yelling at Edwards to get up and to do something different, and I might have out yelled her. Like, dude, guys, unfortunately, I hope I'm welcome at a UFC event. I was out yelling anybody there. Like, she just didn't do it. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, guys. Yeah, live, she lost. She lost. Edwards got taken down. She like, in the judge's defense, probably did nothing when they were in that guard, but like the control time, how can you not rate this MMA? Right? We have to give credit to control time. Or even the clinch. Right? Like the sport is so diverse in fighting that if somebody keeps somebody on a cage, even if they're there for 2 minutes, they're controlling them. Get out of the position. I agree with that, with Rogan in that sense. Don't spread them out. Let them stay there. There's inactivity. If she cannot reverse the position, getting out of the cage, or him, I've been meaning to be an MMA judge or a referee for a long time. I might still pursue it, guys. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt me. Don't doubt me. I still might end up being there. I'm an old man, but I don't worry about it. Like, never. I'll tell everything with Dana. Never leave it to the judges. Don't leave it to the judges. Don't leave it to the judges. Guys, don't, like, you're an MMA fighter. You never know what's going to happen in MMA judging. Fucking Jan and fucking Sean O'Malley. You never know what's going to happen, guys. Like, you don't have to do, you know. This cigar is solid. You could depend on this cigar. You could depend on Gloria Cubana. You could depend on Pipeworks making good shit. Yeah, Real News, you're right. It could be these close fights, and there could be a lot of close fights. Look at up and down the card. Cachoeira could win this. She defends takedowns. Maybe she gets taken down and get subbed. But she's held down for a long time. You don't know what these judges are judging. Bata Garel. like it's going to be a stand-up fair, no wrestling against with Herstag. Gallegos, same thing. Gallegos could strike too, but I think he's definitely the loser there. But I'm not like parlaying Glenn Rick at -167. Bobby Green, Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon fucking just had the performance of his, not his life, but of the media world life. And Bobby Green had the loss of his media world life. Guys, the fights to bet on: Rosa Dumont, Bruno Silva Tavares. I would say Bruno is a better thing there. Wells Smellersberg, and throw fucking $5 on goddamn Yanni Rara. And that's it. That's it, guys. It's fucking this card, or Sergey Pavlovich at that plus money and plus round one. Parlay those two. If you get the same game parlay, same gay parlay. If they let you do the same game parlay with Sergey, if he's still there, round one, guys. Round one. I'm out of here. I enjoyed all this. Not as good. This is a letdown from the UFC Kansas City KFC. Ooh. But if you made it this far, you are a bot better. And you guys are fucking cool as hell. Appreciate all of you. Let's go. Let's go. Make some money. Make some money. I'm not making good money right now. But make some money, you guys. Just listen to me. Cautious here. Avoid. Actually, this is a shitty card. But these shitty cards are good to make money with. So do what you do. Let me know what you're doing in the comments section. Like and subscribe. And if you've made it this far, you guys know you are a bot better.